Let's move on to This Week in Auto History, shall we?
Well, thank you for your contribution. You had sent me an article.
I did.
In 1901, the Olds Motor Works, located along Jefferson near the Belle Isle Bridge in Detroit, was destroyed in a fire. The Detroit News called it a spectacle of rare magnificence. The complete foundry building survived, and one single curved dash runabout was able to be saved when one employee just kind of pushed it out of the building.
And there it is. They're pushing it out.
And that was the only one that survived. And then Ransom Olds temporarily converted the surviving building into his manufacturing operation, and they produced 425 cars in 1901. In 1950, racer Danny Sullivan was born in Louisville, Kentucky on this week. Sullivan dominated the IndyCar racing series in the 1980s.
Gosh, yes.
Driving for Penske. Danny Sullivan was most famous when he won the 1985 Indy 500 after doing a full circle spin on the track called the Spin and Win.
Yep,
I was there.
I saw it.
And I was at the exit of turn 1, which is where he did the Spin and Win. And literally, those cars are loud is an understatement. You could hear the crowd over the car. And Sullivan had talked about in the post-race interview that he, in the car, could hear the crowd roar after his Spin and Win. In 1952, Mercedes introduced the 300 SL to the press with a sleek, rounded body, the gull-wing doors, and the detachable steering wheel on the 300 SL created quite a buzz. And as a race car, it enjoyed great success, capturing victories at Le Mans, the German Grand Prix, and the Carrera Pan America in Mexico. However, despite its success, the car will forever be remembered in its role for racing's greatest tragedy, as the car crashed down the front straight at Le Mans and went up into the crowd and killed 80 spectators. And that was kind of the demise of manufacturers supporting racing programs, because it wasn't shortly out of that. Mercedes pulled out. Shortly after that, GM, Chrysler, and everybody else kind of pulled out of motorsports. And then in 1964, this week, the first Ford Mustang rolled off the assembly line. And I know, Don and Mars, you have seen this car. This is the car that's at...
yes, it's in the Henry Ford.
The Henry Ford Museum.
Yeah.
And it is serial number 0001, which is pretty interesting that they kept that car. How cool
they
it
had
was.
enough foresight to
realize the importance of that car. So the next picture will show it's a white one with, I believe, a red rag top. In 1969, Walt Disney released The Love Bug, directed by Robert Stevenson. The film starred Herbie, a lovable Volkswagen bug with a personality. I was never really a fan of this or the remake with Lindsay Lohan.
But what year was the original Love Bug?
1969.
Yeah. Movies weren't all that back then.
And then in 2009, Toyota announced that they had sold over 1 million gas-electric hybrid vehicles in the U.S. under its 6 Toyota and Lexus brand names. The sales were led by the Prius as the world's first mass-marketed hybrid car, and their Synergy drive has proven itself across many platforms. Again, might be something for you to look at as a RAV4 hybrid.
There's that.
That's This Week in Automotive History.
Thank you, sir. A couple of stories that I want to